Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gooner Corner. So the Premier League opening weekend took place just a couple days ago, and Arsenal started their campaign against defending champions Manchester City. It's quite a difficult task to begin your season with, and it didn't go super well for the Gunners. City are probably the most dominant side in English football right now. And on top of that, Arsenal began their new era with new head coach Unai Emery and his brand new style of football. As a matter of fact, it seems that he wants the team to play out from the back, and it was quite difficult to adjust to this new play style against the very opponent that does it extremely well. So on the one hand, I felt it wasn't the smartest decision to try to implement this new play style against City because they're the best at it right now. On the other hand, we're talking about a process, and if this is how Unai Emery envisions the future for Arsenal, we gotta do this regardless of the opponent. Playing it out from the back requires the goalkeeper to join the build-up play quite a lot. And Petr Cech had to kick it quite often. Let's put it this way, he had, I believe, a record number of touches in his Arsenal career, and he struggled a little bit with that. It was pointed out by many that new goalkeeper Bernd Leno is quite good with his feet, so he might be a better fit for this style. But on the other hand, you also have to notice that Cech is in fine form, and he made two crucial saves during the game that basically kept the team in it, even though we couldn't pull it off in the end. So it's going to be interesting to see who becomes the number one goalie in the long term. I feel like Emery is going to split the duty between Cech and Leno. One of them is probably going to be in the Premier League, and the other one is going to be a cup goalie. But we'll see going forward. So tell me in the comment section who you choose as the number one goalie for the club. As for the other new signings, I feel Sokratis did okay in the center of the defense, although he had his struggles, but to be fair, the whole defense struggled quite a bit against Manchester City. Lichtsteiner had to enter the game because of an injury. I think he did pretty well using his experience. And also, Torreira played around 20 minutes. I really like what he did, and I believe he should be a regular starter because he can make the biggest impact from the guys who were brought in this summer. Then there's Matteo Guendouzi, the 19-year-old French midfielder coming over from the French second division. He started the game in the heart of the midfield. Now, I feel a game of this magnitude was a little bit too much for him. He made some mistakes, but on the other hand, you can feel the determination and the talent he has. So I think he can be a fine central midfielder in a season or two. It's going to be really interesting to watch him going forward. So it was really difficult for Arsenal to try to beat City at their game. I think the team did a lot better in the second half, especially when Lacazette was introduced and he played with Aubameyang, so he wasn't so alone up there battling the City defense. The team had a lot more chances during that stretch. Unfortunately, we couldn't convert any of them and ended up losing the game 2-0. Now let's talk a little bit about expectations, because this was the perfect example. Unai Emery inherited a squad, and he made some adjustments by bringing in 5 new players and shipping some out, adjusting it, and trying to implement a new play style. But we're talking about a process. It doesn't go from one day to another. You cannot expect some instant magic. That's not how it works. And that is why it's very important to talk about the expectations regarding this season. I don't feel that Arsenal will be challenging for the title. Realistically, this team is built to make it back into the top 4 and therefore to the Champions League next season. And then maybe building on that momentum and the Champions League presence, we can make a couple more signings and then really challenge for the title. But we're talking about a longer-term process. The top six, the so-called top six of the Premier League, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal, look very strong, very competitive, just like the past few seasons. So it's quite a challenge even to make it to the top four. I believe this squad is capable of doing that, but it's not going to be easy. And I think they should be judged based on where they finish at the end of the season, definitely not after their opening game. The upcoming Premier League fixture is against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I think that's going to be a better benchmark because Chelsea is somewhere around us talent-wise, and regarding their goals, they're also going to be a Europa League team this season. They're also trying to make it back to the top four. So I think that's going to be a more realistic picture of where the team stands and how it can compete against its closest rivals. Let me know how you felt about the opening game and share your thoughts regarding the upcoming game against Chelsea in the comments section. See you in the next episode of Gunner Corner.